This is a response video to J God SC about why why men don't commit. I just first off wanted to start out saying that I think you made a lot of good points in this video, and that you articulated yourself good enough in the where there was not one subject in this video that I couldn't clearly understand. But I wanted to first off start by responding to your first point of view. And first off, before I hit this, I want to say that I am completely speaking from personal experience. I'm not trying to say that what my opinions are fact. I'm completely speaking from personal experience. But the first point that you made was that black women are not rewarding black men to commit to them. And I also looked up the definition of commit, and I saw it said put into charge or trust and entrust. I'm going to say that relates to relationship styles just as well as the last definition I read, which is to pledge or assign to some particular course or use. Because I'm going to say that maybe in general, when some women say that they are desiring commitment from men in particular, they are asking for this man to trust her to raise his children. They're asking him to be able to hold her number one in his heart, not to control his whole entire life. Even though those women that do want ultimate control, that and commitment are not the same things. So for those women that are thinking that commitment means for them to have absolute say over everything that their man wants within their relationship is not the same thing. That's not even healthy. But what I mean by being number one is that whatever energy that he is deciding to his I might sound weird here, but his masculine energy in a sexual, emotional, spiritual way that he is deciding to put forth into any woman in his life, that he is going to decide to give his best and do that for her. Now, I'm just speaking for those of us women who are, if not already there in developing in knowledge of self, if not already there, are getting there, and that's the goal. I'm not speaking for anyone who just values a man for his money. So that's who I'm speaking for on terms of commitment within a relationship. Now, you also stated that on the woman's part, she lacks in supporting the man emotionally, spiritually, or sexually. Now that I will agree on, but I also will put another perception on this, that whenever, and this is just in general, whenever developing any relationship, we know that we have to clearly define what it is that we want from that person. And usually when it comes to mature ways of loving, that is how we can measure if this person really has our best in interest. And I'm not talking about if they buy you some new Jordans every month, then they love you. I'm talking about on a emotional, spiritual, and sexual level. Has nothing to do with materials. So if that is a very general statement. So just for personal experiences, whenever that is more clearly defined, then you can say, oh, well, this person doesn't really care about how I'm seeing to get emotional, spiritual, or sexual support. Because for one person, emotional support, for an example, could be, I had a bad day and I just need to talk to you about it. For another person, Emotional support can be, I only need to have you there to talk about things if something traumatic happens, like someone dies or I lost a job or something like that. Like they don't really need you to be there on a daily basis, you know, to listen to them in order for you to see them as a support system emotionally. Spiritually, you know, it could be one person says, well, we both need to practice the same religion. Another person can say, we don't need to practice the same religion, but I need you to be there for me and understand my beliefs. Even if you don't agree with them, don't reject me for what I believe in. So if those steps are clearly defined, then I would say if that person does not agree to do those things for you, or if it's such a stretch, then that's a sign of selfishness. That's a sign of not wanting to improve the relationship or to even work on giving that energy to the relationship to develop it, to make stronger bonds and whatnot. So with that issue, I'm going to say that I completely understand where you're coming from, and I believe it's true. But I also would like to say that it is a problem that is a relationship between men and women problem, and on how we perceive how our partners love us. That would also relate to how black men perceive if black women love them or not. Now, I also want to make this clear that our men are completely devalued in society. Like you said, black men have been the last ones to learn how to read and write. And my problem with that is that a lot of black men demand respect. And the way that society has everything set up, everyone's so secure within the system. And the problem with that is that if you are planning on starting a family and you are planning on starting one with a black man, the thing is that women who enjoy being the alpha male, and yes, I said it, the alpha male in the relationship, will have, and this is of all races, will have absolutely no problem with being with a black man who needs to be taken care of on every level, including financially. And I am seeing that with a lot of women, which is just another sign of us completely devaluing our men and saying that they basically don't have a brain. We're basically not even allowing them to exercise the logic and the knowledge and how they perceive knowledge. We're not even allowing them to exercise that, even within the household. So the thing is that in order for that to change, it's going to take just every single person that works within the system to be on the same mind. And, you know, that's never going to happen. So I believe that a lot of black men feel like they are disrespected on a daily basis. And this is what I like to blame it on. First off, it is a female-dominated society. Women have been brought up, of all races, have been brought up to surpass black men. What our black men need to realize is that, in general, they're going to learn differently and see the world differently than what the system has, our education systems have set up. And if we can take the time out to make that very clear that you're not dumb, you have a brain, you have a lot to offer to the family and to society. You are a contributor. And how you learn to be that, if it's a different learning style than everyone else, there is nothing wrong with that, because black men have contributed and helped build up this world since the beginning of time. And that's the end. I have nothing else to say.